Welcome back guys, Slowback here, welcome back to another online multiplayer battle. Today I've got for you the best Chaos Army you can possibly field in multiplayer quick battles, at least in my opinion, right? At the time of recording this, we are 13 wins, 0 losses. Overall, this build has 1 loss, and that was against a stream sniper who cheesed us. And we know he's a stream sniper who cheesed us because it's Negative Nerd, and he was in chat at the time talking to us while he was doing it. So that's the only loss this build has had so far. Right, let's just go through it real quick. So obviously Forsaken Frontline are coming in with that massive damage, of course. Absolutely massive damage. And of course, where are we? Immune to Psychology. Very, very good. We've got our Trolls. I know, right? Trolls? Who would have thought? Right, Trolls for the fear, for the massive armor-piercing damage. Their leadership's not that great, but because these guys kind of don't tend to die off very quickly, yeah, they stick around for a long time. And then we've backed that up with the Expiring Champions, with of course the lovely Encouraged buff, which gives our guys extra leadership. Now the reason we're bringing these guys, right, you'll see once we get into the actual match how we kind of sort it out. But these guys actually, apart from the Encouraged buff, they actually have a Vanguard deployment option, which we utilize because we want to make the enemy's range stuff attack these guys who are heavily armored and silver shielded, which means they're taking 55% less damage from range stuff. These guys are vanguarded up the front, so they're soaking all the damage rather than this line of guys being fired into, right? Because these guys obviously don't have shields. And they don't have a heck of a lot of armor. Forsaken are kind of armored, but they're not a heck of a lot of armor, right? Now, the other thing you'll notice is all these units here are fast, right? So 48 speed on our Forsaken and 54 speed on the Trolls. So another option, or another reason, I should say, why we Vanguard these, they only come in at 32 speed, so not very quick, right? But our front line is very, very quick, so it can get up into the face of the enemy very fast. Now, we have a flying squad. We've got 1 Manticore. We've got the Chaos Sorcerer, and we've got our Chaos Lord on a Manticore as well. So we've got 3 flyers to give us a bit of air superiority, right? As far as the Lord goes, we're not taking Deadly Onslaught. We are taking Foe Seeker for that extra speed, and Stand or Die for the extra buffs and stuff like that. Potion of Toughness, taking that as well, obviously for the lovely heal. Now, the Mace we're taking not for the Causing Fear ability, we're taking it for the Poison ability, right? So the Poison ability to slow down enemy Lords and stuff like that once we actually get on top of them. Because apart from that guy with the speed buff, none of this stuff is very fast, right? None of this stuff is very fast as far as Flying Lords go. Now, for our spells, we're bringing Spirit Leech and Fate of Buna. Now, we want Fate of Buna. That's where our main focus is going to be as far as magic uses goes, because we don't have any real way of dealing with cavalry apart from that, right? So we need that to deal with Cav, especially when you're coming up against factions like the Empire, Batonia, stuff like that. Obviously, our infantry does a really good job of punching through enemy infantry, but as again, we don't have a massive way or a real counter way to deal with cavalry. But with Fate of Buna, we don't really need one. So we'll see how we go here. Obviously, this is live, so hopefully I can continue on with the win streak. But like I said, as of this moment, 13 wins on the trot. So we'll see how we go. The only faction that I don't play this against, or I haven't played this against, is the Dwarfs. Obviously, because Forsaken don't have a lot of armor-piercing damage, it wouldn't be ideal up against the Dwarfs. But pretty much everything else, it seems to work against. So we'll go. Now, we could also bring Doom and Darkness on our Sorcerer if we wanted to really ramp up that fear and all that type of good stuff, right? That is another option that I might try later on today. But for now, those are the 2 spells we're bringing, Fate of Buna and obviously our Spirit Leech. Of course, we get a lot of power out of our Flying Lord as well. All right, 929. Okay, that's cool. The only thing we can really... speak English. The only thing we really need to worry about in this matchup is the net, right? Now, we want to spread these Trolls out a wee bit, because if he does have artillery, we don't want them all hitting the same Trolls, so we just spread them amongst these. As you can see, they're amongst 2 units of Forsaken here, so we'll lock that group in. Starting with not a lot of Winds of Magic. Obviously, we need 16 to cast this, and then whatever else reserve we can get. Now, these guys are coming up into the front line. Again, we want these guys to be soaking all the damage, right? From the range stuff. We don't want this stuff to be soaking any damage, because they just get destroyed by range things. Right, and we'll flyers. And 2. And then we'll put these guys back into the same group with these boys once we actually get up into position and all that type of good stuff. So let's actually move up here into the tree line a wee bit. He might be deployed on that hill, but we shall see. We shall see. And of course, if he's got 1 Flying Lord and no range stuff, we're just going to absolutely sack him. Once we get the speed buff up, we can catch enemy Lords, right? As long as he doesn't use his speed, of course. And then once we get engaged in combat, we want to hit the poison so he can't run away from us. is the basics behind that, right? Because again, we don't have any super fast flyers, but 85 speed, not terrible, but of course not the fastest. A lot of lords obviously coming in with 100 speed. Right, let's begin. Get these guys up. Right, he's got the one flyer, Jade Wizard, no nets, that's awesome. No range stuff that we can see as of yet. Right, we're going to head over here. We want to get a fate obviously on this guy, then we're going to try and engage on him. Is that needed? I think it is. Yep, okay, that's fine. He wants to spend his net there. Now, of course, we can't dive straight in there because that net will, of course, affect all these lords. But we'll just get it up and around. And hopefully by the time that wears off, we can actually get in there. Right, guns. No, he's running away with his lord. That's smart, that's smart. Right, so we know those guns are that way, so we're going to head that way with these guys. And just keep pulling these guys up into here. And again, we want to put a fate on these. He does have that healer, so we have to be a wee bit careful. We don't want to engage with these guys shooting at the lords, right? Because that's obviously not going to work out very well for us. Now, there will be another net coming in that we need to worry about. That guy didn't actually get that spell off either. So we definitely want to get over there. Again, our front line is very, very fast. And it looks like he's shooting at these guys. That's fine. Right, all our lords get over here and get onto that, please. Right, you guys need to run in. Right, I've got too much involved in this fight, so let's get one of these out and around. Right, come on, Lord. I say we will have another net that we have to worry about. But at the moment, it's all good, boys. It's all good. There's the other net. No, it's not. There's a buff. A heal, even. Right, stay on top of him. He's going to go and dive over here. Just try and support these. That is fine. We'll carry on. Right, you guys can probably push up into there. Right, we haven't used our speed buff yet, so we're going to pop it now. Try and catch on top of this guy. Right, we want to get these guys over here to give this a bit of support. As you can see, we're punching through the front line quite nicely. These guys need to get around too. Get on top of that lord. Beautiful. Now we could hit him with a spirit leech at the moment, but we're not going to. Right, there's the dive that we were expecting. That's it. No, don't spirit leech. It would be silly. Right, let's rush these guys over this way. See if we can get some damage on that side. The lord's actually going to go down. Those aspiring champs didn't actually get in there that early. Right, that's the lord down. Where's this net dude? Let's go for him. Get you guys up. That calves all but gone. Beautiful. Let's just drop a fate on that range unit so we don't take an extra amount of damage from them, but we don't have to. Get on top of that. Yeah, he kind of wasted that net a wee bit early. We do kind of have to try and avoid the net as much as possible, of course, because we don't want our lords to get sacked in by that, right? We don't probably need 3 units over here fighting into that one. That dude's going to go down. Where's his other caster? Over there. Let's get one of our lords over that side to give them guys a bit of a hand. These guys are breaking and all that type of stuff, but that's fine. They'll come back. They'll come back. Why are you over there? Did I tell you to go over there? I don't remember. I don't remember. Yeah, right. These guys are going to come back as well. Just to try and finish off the rest of that dude. These guys come back over. Finish off that unbreakable unit. And we're golden. Easy as that, lads. Easy as that. You know, again, just use your fate to kill off the enemy cav. He only had 1 cav, so that was quite lucky for us. Trolls in that don't do terrible against cavalry, but they don't do amazing, right? They don't do terrible, but they don't do amazing, if that makes sense for you, right? And of course, with our flying squad, we do a lot of damage. Like I said, these guys aren't fast, but if somebody commits to a battle and we can get that poison on them, they aren't getting away from us. And the advantage we have is if he dives, which is the escape most people are going to use, right, to get away from 3 flyers, dive onto a unit, we actually get the charge down into him and we can actually do a lot of damage on that dive. And if he does manage to get away for whatever reason, we still have spirit leech that we can actually finish him off with. So it's all good. It's all good. It's such a fun build to play. Again, the front line you don't really have to worry about so much. You can really just focus on microing the 3 flyers and really trying to get the most out of them that you can. And it's really good. And these aspiring champs pretty much don't die, right? Pretty much don't die. They're real goddamn tanky. And of course it keeps, like I said, it keeps the trolls and all that other stuff actually alive and in the battle for a really long time, which is absolutely awesome. So there we go. That's the 14th win in a row with that build. Yeah, really good build. I absolutely love it. And I've been playing a lot on stream, as you guys know who watch me over on stream. We actually kind of had to stop playing it because I was playing it until we lost, but like I said earlier, there's 13 wins in a row. We haven't actually lost with it yet, so we kind of had to stop playing it just because we were winning too much with it, and it kind of got a bit boring otherwise. as you can see, what do we got? 119 kills on that dude, 54, 90. Trolls did alright, 42. There wasn't any massive targets for them to really fight into. Great swords there. Great swords there. That was about it. There was only heavy armed troops that we got into. And of course, worked perfectly with the Vanguard of Aspiring Champ, so you had his guns firing into those, which is exactly what we wanted to have happen. Like I said, he didn't use his net overly well. Of course, putting the net on one of these guys to start off with kind of worked in our favour, because they're even netted, they're not going to take a lot of damage, right, with those silver shields and heavily armoured that they actually are. Awesome. Alright guys, that is today's multiplayer video. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Hopefully you can go away and play this build, have a bit of fun with it. Thanks for watching, boys. We will see you next time.